Hi students, today we will discuss MCQs based on solutions chapter. So coming to the first question in our transient material, increasing the temperature of an aqueous solution will cause. So if we increase the temperature of an aqueous solution, what happens is the question. First option given is decrease in molality. Second option is decrease in molarity. Third option is decrease in mole fraction. And the fourth one is decrease in percentage by mass. So we need to know what is the relation between temperature and concentration term first. So any concentration term which involves volume term in the expression, only such concentration terms will depend on temperature. As we know that volume depends upon temperature, and with the increase in temperature, volume also increases. So only those concentration terms which contain volume term in their expressions will depend on temperature. So let us see what are the concentration terms given. First option, if you see the first option, decrease in molality. So what do you mean by molality? So molality is number of moles of solute per kg of solvent. Number of moles of solute per kg of solvent. So let me write it in terms of formula. Right? So what is the formula? Number of moles of solute. So B always represents solute, A always represents solvent. So this is the convention I will be following throughout the chapter. Right? So NB represents number of moles of solute by mass of the solvent in kg. This is the formula to calculate molality. So this does not contain any volume expression in it. So this is independent of temperature. Coming to option B, decrease in molarity. What do you mean by molarity? Molarity is number of moles of solute present per liter of solution. So in terms of formula, number of moles of solute by volume of solution in liters. This is the formula to calculate molarity. So this involves volume term here. So if I increase the temperature, what happens to the volume? Volume also will increase. So when volume increases, what happens to molarity? Molarity decreases as both are inversely proportional. So molarity is a concentration term which depends on temperature. And with the increase in temperature, what happens? Molarity decreases. So this will depend on temperature, and with the increase in temperature, concentration decreases. Coming to option C. What is given in option C? Decrease in mole fraction. What do you mean by mole fraction? So mole fraction of any component in a solution is the ratio of number of moles of that component to the total number of moles of the solution. Suppose if I take a solution consisting two components, a binary solution, where A is the solvent and B is the solute. If I want the mole fraction of solute, Xb is equal to number of moles of B by total number of moles. This will be the mole fraction of B. What will be the mole fraction of A? Number of moles of A by total number of moles of the solution. That is the mole fraction of A. So always total mole fraction of the solution will be equal to 1. So if this is 0.6, this will be 0.4. Right? And there is no volume term involved in this mole fraction term. So this is also independent of temperature. And the final one is percentage by mass. So what do you mean by percentage by mass? Mass of solute by mass of solution into 100. And mass of solution is mass of solute plus mass of solvent. So this also doesn't involve any volume term here. This is also independent of temperature. So our answer will be option B. That is, molarity depends on temperature and how it varies. So with the increase in temperature, molarity decreases. Coming to second question. Second question is, normality of 0.3 molar phosphorus acid. So the given information is 0.3 molar phosphorus acid is given. They are asking you to calculate normality of the solution. So given molarity and they are asking normality. So we need to know the relation between normality and molarity. And you have already studied in first PU. So the relation between molarity and normality is equal to molarity into N factor. N factor is nothing but valency factor. And for H3PO3, the N factor will be 2. So the given molarity is 0.3 into 2. So the normality will be 0.6 normal. So how to identify the N factor for such type of compounds? So here the important is oxyacids of phosphorus. So mainly there are three basic general, there is the basic oxyacids of phosphorus. Those are H3PO4, H3PO3 and H3PO2. So these are the oxyacids of phosphorus, three basic oxyacids. So from this oxyacid, the number of replaceable hydrogens will be equal to the N factor of that acid. So not all the hydrogens present in the formula will always be considered as N factor. So out of the given hydrogens, how many hydrogens will be replaceable depends upon the structure of these oxyacids. So if you see the structure of these oxyacids, H3PO4, this is the structure of H3PO4, H3PO3, this is the structure of H3PO3, H3PO2, this is the structure of H3PO2. So only those hydrogens which are attached to oxygen will be given out as H plus ions, so that will be the N factor. So here there are three hydrogens present in H3PO4, all the three are attached to oxygens, so the N factor will be 3. And here only there are two hydrogens attached to oxygens, so only those will be given out as H plus ions, so the N factor of this acid will be 2. And the hydrogen which is attached to phosphorus will not be given out as H plus, because phosphorus and hydrogen have almost the same electronegativity of 2.1. But the electronegativity difference between oxygen and hydrogen will be very high, so the bond will be more polar and hydrogen will be given out as H plus easily. Right? So in this case, only one hydrogen is attached to oxygen, so the N factor of this will be 1. So this is very important. So you need to remember all this the values of N factors for the three oxyacids of phosphorus. Right? For H3PO4, orthophosphoric acid, N factor is 3. For phosphorus acid, the N factor is 2. For hypophosphorus acid, the N factor is 1. Coming to the next question. Third one. The mole fraction of ethanol in 5 molar aqueous ethyl alcohol solution is. So they are asking you to calculate mole fraction of ethanol. And the given information is 5 molar aqueous ethyl alcohol solution. That means the solute is ethanol and the solvent is water, because it is an aqueous solution. And what is the concentration given? 5 molar. 5 molar ethanol solution, aqueous solution. So what do you mean by 5 molar solution of ethanol? So 5 molar solution of ethanol means 5 moles of ethanol is present in 1 kg of water. 5 molar ethanolic solution means 5 moles of ethanol is present in 1 kg of water. Right? So number of moles of ethanol we came to know. So number of moles of ethanol is 5 moles. And we know the mass of water here, through which we can calculate the number of moles of water. So the number of moles of water will be 1 kg is 1000 grams by molar mass of water is 18, which will be 55.5. So we know the number of moles of ethanol. we know the number of moles of water. We can calculate the mole fraction of ethanol. So what will be the formula? So mole fraction of ethanol is number of moles of ethanol by number of moles of ethanol plus number of moles of water. So number of moles of ethanol is 5 by 5 plus number of moles of water is 55.5. So if you simplify this, you will get the value as 0.082. That will be the mole fraction of ethanol in this solution. Hope it is clear, right? So they are asking mole fraction of ethanol. They have given 5 molar ethanol solution. So what do you mean by 5 molar solution? 5 molar solution means 5 moles of ethanol is present in 1 kg of solvent. So number of moles of ethanol is 5 and the number of moles of water will be 1000 by molar mass of water is 18, 55.5. So the mole fraction is number of moles by total number of moles. So you will get the value as 0.08. Right? Coming to the next question. Fourth one. The volume of 95% by mass H2SO4. So that is missing here. Please make a correction. The volume of 95% by mass H2SO4 and the density of the solution is 1.85 gram per centimeter cube. Needed to prepare 100 ml of 15% by mass. It is 15% by mass solution of H2SO4. Density is 1.1 gram per centimeter cube will be. So now we are having two solutions. Both the solutions consist of H2SO4. This is clear, right? So what they are doing? Concentration of the first solution is given. So some amount of first solution is being used in the second solution, so that we need to get on the given concentration. First write down what is the information given. So let us write down the information. There are two solutions. Two solutions of H2SO4. Coming to the first solution of H2SO4. What information is given here? Concentration of H2SO4 is given. Concentration of H2SO4 solution is 95% by mass. That means 95% by mass H2SO4. This is the concentration given. So what does this mean? 95 grams of H2SO4 is present in 100 grams of solution. This is the meaning of 95% by mass H2SO4. Then they have given density of solution. So the density of solution is given as 1.85 gram per centimeter cubed. This is the density of solution given. And they are asking you to calculate volume of solution. This is the given information regarding first solution. Then coming to second solution. Second solution, concentration is given as 15% by mass H2SO4. What does this mean? 15 grams of H2SO4 is present in 100 grams of solution. That is the meaning. Density of the solution is given as 1.1 gram per centimeter cube. This is the density of solution. And the volume of solution finally we need to get is 100 ml. This is the given information regarding both the solutions. Now the question is, from this solution, whatever they have given, we are taking sum of this solution and we are adding it to the second solution such that the final volume must become 100 ml and the concentration must be 15% by mass of H2SO4. That is the given question. Is this clear? So this is the given information from the question. Some amount of this I am taking and I am adding it to this so that the final volume must become 100 ml with this given concentration. Right? So how much amount of this solution has to be added to this solution is the question. How much amount of this has to be added to this so that to get on this concentration and this volume. So we need to develop a relation between these two solutions, and we know that M1V1 is equal to M2V2. We don't have any direct relation between percentage by mass and volume. So we will convert this percentage by mass into molarity because we have a direct relation between molarity and volume. So M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So we know the final volume, that is 100 ml. This is known already. We need to calculate this V1. How much amount of it has to be added. And molarity we don't know. We need to calculate the molarities from the given concentrations. So let us calculate the molarity of the first solution. So what will be the molarity of the first solution? M1. So molarity is number of moles present in 1 liter of solution. In terms of formula we will write and we will calculate. Molarity is mass of solute. What is the mass of solute? 95 grams. By molar mass of H2SO4. What is the molar mass of H2SO4? 98. Into 1000 by volume of solution. We know the mass of solution. We know the density of solution. So we can calculate the volume of solution. So when the density is equal to mass by volume, so volume will be mass by density. So mass is 100 grams by density of solution is 1.85. So if we simplify this, we will get the molarity of the first solution. So on simplification of this, we will get the value of molarity as 17.93. 17.93 is the molarity of first solution. Then coming to the second solution, in the same way, we will calculate the molarity of second solution. So molarity of second solution will be, so mass of the solute is 15 by molar mass is 98 into 1000 by volume of solution again. So what is the volume of solution? Mass of solution is 100, density of solution is 1.1, right? So volume of solution will be mass by density. So mass is 100 by density of solution is 1.1. So from this, if we simplify this, you will get the molarity as 1.68 molar. So we came to know the molarities of both the solutions and we got these molarities from given percentage by mass. So substituting the values here, I can calculate the value of M1. V1. What is the value of M1? 17.93. 17.93 into V1 we need to calculate, which is equal to M2. So the value of M2 is 1.68 and the V2 value finally we know, that is 100. So if we simplify this, you will get the volume as 9.4 ml. 9.4 ml. Hope this is clear, right? So these type of problems are important in the entrance exams, right? So what they have given? They have given the information regarding two solutions and they are telling that some amount of the first solution is being added to second solution so that the final volume must become 100 ml. And here this volume is not this. This is not the volume and we need to take here. This is the volume what we are obtaining finally by addition of the first solution. So this volume will be mass by density. So density is given here in order to calculate the volume of the first solution. So this volume whatever we are getting here is the final volume which we get after the addition of this one. Hope this is clear for everyone, right? Coming to the next question, question number 5. The number of iodine atoms present in 1 ml of its 0.1 molar solution. So they have given 0.1 molar iodine solution whose volume is 1 ml. So they are asking, in 1 ml of 0.1 molar iodine solution, how many iodine atoms are present? How many iodine atoms are present? Right? So we need to calculate how many iodine atoms will be present in this solution. So what is the meaning of 0.1 molar iodine solution? 0.1 molar iodine solution means 0.1 moles of iodine. 0.1 moles of iodine is present in 1 liter, that is 1000 ml of solution. So the given concentration is 0.1 molar iodine solution, that means 0.1 moles of iodine will be present in 1000 ml of solution. But they are asking how many iodine atoms will be present in 1 ml of the solution. First we will calculate how many moles of iodine will be present in 1 ml. Right? So how many moles will be present in 1 ml of solution? 0.1 moles in 1000 ml. In 1 ml, how many will be present? So what will be the value? So this value will be 0.1 by 1000. That means 0.1 into 10 power minus 3. That is 10 power minus 4 moles. So 10 power minus 4 moles of I2 is present in this solution. But they are asking not moles, they are asking number of atoms. So we know that 1 mole of any substance contain Avogadro's number. Right? And in 1 mole of iodine, how many iodine atoms are present? 2 moles of iodine atoms are present. So number of iodine atoms will be equal to 10 power minus 4 moles of iodine into 2, because 1 mole contains 2 moles, into Avogadro's number. So this will be 12 into 10 power 19, which is 1.2 into 10 power 20 atoms. So this many iodine atoms will be present. So the answer will be option D. Again, once again listen. So 0.1 molar iodine solution whose volume is 1 ml is given. They are asking how many iodine atoms will be present in this. First let us understand what you mean by 0.1 molar solution. 0.1 molar solution means 0.1 moles of iodine will be present in 1000 ml, but the given volume is 1 ml. So in 1 ml, how many moles of iodine will be present? So in 1 ml, how many moles of iodine is present? 10 power minus 4 moles of iodine is present. But they are asking iodine atoms. So 1 mole of iodine contains 2 moles of iodine atoms. So 10 power minus 4 into 2 will be the total number of iodine atoms multiplied by Avogadro's number. So that will be 1.2 into 10 power. Coming to the next question, question number 6. An aqueous solution of glucose is 10% in strength. The volume in which 1 gram mole of it dissolved will be. So they are telling that an aqueous solution of glucose is 10% in strength. That means it is 10% W by V glucose solution. 10% W by V glucose solution. So what do you mean by 10% W by V glucose solution? 10 grams of glucose is present in 100 ml of solution. 10 grams of glucose is present in 100 ml of solution. So 10 grams of glucose contains how many moles in it? So number of moles of glucose is 10 by 180. This many number of moles. This many number of moles are present in 100 ml of solution. Now they are asking what must be the volume of solution such that it contains 1 mole in it. So what will be the value of x? So this will be 1 by 18. So the value of x will be 1800 ml. So that is 1.8 liters. So the answer will be option D. Right? So 10% strength, that means 10% weight by volume. So 10% weight by volume means 10 grams of glucose is present in 100 ml of solution. So 10 grams of glucose contains how many moles? So 1 by 18 mole. So 1 by 18 mole is present in 100 ml. Now they are asking what must be the volume to contain 1 mole of it. So the answer will be 1.8 liters. Right? Coming to the next question. Question number 7. A sample of concentrated nitric acid is 63% by mass. If the density of solution is 1.15 gram per ml, the molarity of the acid solution is. So they have given the concentration is 63% by mass nitric acid solution. So what does this mean? 63 grams of HNO3 is dissolved in 37 grams of water, so that the final solution final mass will be 100 grams. Right? So this is given, and the other information given is density is given. Density of solution is 1.15 gram per ml. This is the given information. Now they are asking you to calculate molarity. So what is the formula to calculate molarity? mass by molar mass into 1000 by volume of solution. So we know the mass of solute. We know the molar mass of HNO3 also. So what we need to calculate? We need to calculate volume of solution. So to calculate volume of solution, we have given density. So once density of solution is known and the total mass of the solution is also known, so we can calculate volume of solution. So what will be the volume? Density is equal to mass by volume. So from this, volume is equal to mass by density. So mass of solution will be 100 grams, 63 plus 37 by density of solution is 1.15. So this will be the volume of solution. So substituting the values here. So what will be the mass? 63. Molar mass of HNO3 is also 63 into 1000 by volume of solution is 100 by 1.15. So if you simplify this, 63 gets cancelled out. So this will be 1.15 into 10, that will be 11.5. So the molarity of the solution will be 11.5, that is option D. Right? So it is given that 63% by mass HNO3, 63% by mass HNO3 means 63 grams of HNO3 is dissolved in 37 grams of water, so that the final mass will be 100 grams. Right? So the density of solution is 1.15 gram per ml. So they are asking you to calculate molarity. So molarity is mass by molar mass into 1000 by volume of solution. We know the mass is 63. Molar mass of HNO3 is also 63 into 1000 by volume of solution. So to calculate the volume, density is given. So we know the total mass is 100 for solution. Density is given as 1.15. Volume will be 100 by 1.15. Substituting it here, we will get the molarity as 11.5. Okay. Question number 8. The normality of a mixture obtained by mixing 100 ml of 0.2 molar H2SO4 with 100 ml of 0.2 molar NaOH. So here we are mixing two substances of different nature. So already in ionic equilibrium, we must have studied that when two substances of same nature are mixed, then the resultant concentration of the solution will be M1V1 plus M2V2 by V1 plus V2. Right? Either it may be two acids or it may be two bases. But here, two different substances are mixed. One is acid and the other one is base. So in this case, first we will calculate the number of equivalents of acid, then we will calculate the number of equivalents of base. Right? So let us see what will be the number of equivalents of H2SO4. Right? Number of, as the volume is given in ml, I will be calculating milliequivalents. Number of milliequivalents of H2SO4. So number of milliequivalents can be calculated by using the formula normality into volume in ml. But normality is not given, instead molarity is given. So molarity is given as 0.2. So normality is molarity into n factor. So molarity is given as 0.2. N factor for H2SO4 is 2 into. What will be the volume of solution? 100 ml. 100 ml, right? So what will be this value? 40. So number of milliequivalents of acid is 40. In the same way, we will calculate number of milliequivalents of NaOH, which is normality into volume in ml. But normality of NaOH is not given, instead molarity is given. Again, convert molarity into normality. For NaOH, normality and molarity are the same because the n factor of NaOH is 1. Right? So molarity is given as 0.2, so the normality also will be 0.2 into the volume of solution given is 100. So this will be 20. So number of milliequivalents of acid is 40, number of milliequivalents of base is 20. So as the number of milliequivalents of acid is more, when compared to the number of milliequivalents of base, definitely the solution will be acidic in nature. Right? So once this is acidic in nature, if you go to ionic equilibrium, the resultant solution will be consisting of H plus ions. So from once we calculate the concentration of H plus ions, we can calculate pH also. But here they are not asking pH. So here they are asking what will be the normality of the resultant solution obtained by mixing these two. Right? So when these two are of different nature, one is acid and one is base, So the resultant normality will be number of milliequivalents of acid minus number of milliequivalents of base by total volume. Total. If both are acids, then this will be plus. If both are bases, then this will be plus. As these two are different nature, so this will be minus. Right? So number of milliequivalents of acid is 40. Number of milliequivalents of base is 20 by total volume 100 ml plus 100 ml. So total volume will be 200 ml. So this will be 20 by 200. So this will be 1 by 10. So 1 by 10 is 0.1 normal. So resulting normality is 0.1 normal. Option C. Right. So be careful here. When both are of same nature, here we will be adding. When both are of different nature, we will be subtracting. Is this clear? Then we go to the next question. Ninth one. The volumes of 4 normal HCl and 10 normal HCl required to make 1 liter of 6 normal HCl solution. Now we are having two solutions here. Both are of HCl. So if we take first solution of HCl, this is first HCl solution where the normality is given as 4 normal. So let initial normality be 4. So we don't know the volume of this solution. Let the volume of this be V1. Volume of this be V1. And another solution of normality 10 normal. Normality of this is 10 normal. And we don't know the volume. Let the volume be V2. So we are mixing these two solutions and we are getting a final solution whose volume is 1 liter and normality is 6 liters. Normality is 6 normal. So final normality is 6 normal and the final volume is 1 liter. So we know that the final volume is 1 liter. We don't know the volumes of the initial two solutions. Let the volume of this V1 be X liters. If the volume of this is X liters, then the volume of this will be 1 minus X. Because the total volume is 1 liter. So if this is X, this must definitely be 1 minus X. So as we are mixing these two solutions, right? So both are of the same nature, both are acids and the two both are HCl solutions. So resulting normality of the solution can be calculated by using the formula N1V1 plus N2V2 by total volume, that is V1 plus V2. Okay. So resulting normality we know that it is 6 must be equal to, what is the initial normality? 4. Initial volume is X plus, next normality is 10. What is the volume? 1 minus X. 10 into 1 minus X. By total volume is 1. So this if we simplify, 4x plus 10 minus 10x. So this value will be 4 is equal to 6x. So x value will be 2 by 3 liters. So x value is 2 by 3 liters. That means this first solution whose normality is 4 normal, the volume of that solution is 2 by 3 liters. So if this is 2 by 3, this must be 1 minus 2 by 3. So that means this is 1 by 3 liters. So solution whose concentration is 4 normal, volume will be 2 by 3 liters, and solution whose concentration is 10 normal, volume will be 1 by 3 liters. So the answer must be option C. That is 2 by 3 liters is 0.67 and this will be 0.33. So this is 0.67 liters and this is 0.33 liters. Hope this is clear. So two solutions are mixed to get a resultant solution. Normality and volume of the final solution is given. Normalities of the initial two solutions we know, but we don't know the volumes. We know that the final volume is 1 liter, so we assume that the volume of this is X, then the volume of this will be 1 minus X. As we are mixing, so we will apply the concept of mixing of two solutions and both are of same nature. So this will be N1V1 plus N2V2 by V1 plus V2. Hope this is clear. Then going to the next question. Question number 10. Question number 10. Concentrated aqueous sulfuric acid is 98% H2SO4 by mass and has a density of 1.8 gram per ml. Volume of the acid required to make 1 liter of 0.1 molar H2SO4 solution is. So this is similar to one of the problems we solved. That is question number 4, right? So here also we are having one solution of sulfuric acid, and from that, by taking sum of the volume of the first solution, we need to prepare another solution whose volume is 1 liter and the concentration is 0.1 molar H2SO4 solution, right? So that means, let us solve the problem. First write the given information. 98% H2SO4 by mass. So 98% W by W H2SO4 solution. So what does this mean? 98 grams of H2SO4 is present in 100 grams of solution. So total mass of solution is 100 grams. In that H2SO4 is 98. That means remaining 2 grams will be water, right? So density of this solution is given. So what is the density of solution? 1.8 gram per ml. So this is the information regarding first solution. So this is solution 1. Right. Then I need to make another solution from this. That means from this solution I need to take some amount. So that one I need to calculate. Some volume of this solution is being taken, and by using that we need to prepare another solution such that that solution will be having a molarity of 0.1 molar H2SO4 and the volume must be 1 liter. So I need to prepare the 1 liter solution of this much concentration by using this one. Right? So that means I can use the formula M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So I know M2, I know V2, 1 liter. So I need to calculate this value, but I don't know what is M1. To calculate M1, this information we will be using. By using this information, we need to calculate M1. So how to calculate M1? So molarity is mass by molar mass into 1000 by volume of solution. So what is the mass of H2SO4? 98 grams. Molar mass of H2SO4 is also 98 into 1000 by. So we don't know what is the volume of solution, so but we can calculate the volume of solution since we know the density of solution as well as mass of solution. So density is mass by volume, volume will be mass by density. So mass of the solution is 100 grams by density of solution is 1.8. So these two gets cancelled out, so this will be 18 and these two gets cancelled out. So molarity of the solution is 18 m. So substituting the values here. So initial molarity is 18. We need to calculate the volume V1. So final molarity is given as 0.8 and the volume is given as 1 liter. So what will be the V1 value? So this will be 0.1 by 18. So on simplifying this, you will get the value as 5.55. So here this is taken in liters. So you will get the value or convert into ml because the options are given in ml. So Vt is given as 1 liter. So this will be 1000 ml. So this on simplification you will get the value as 5.55 ml. Hope this is clear. So once again, one solution is given. We need to prepare another solution by using some amount of this solution. Final solution must have a molarity of 0.1 molar and the volume must be 1 liter. So initial concentration is 98% by mass, means 98 grams of H2SO4 is present in 100 grams of solution. Density of solution is 1.8 grams. So from this given information we will calculate molarity. once we know molarity, by using the formula M1V1 is equal to M2V2, so we can calculate how much amount of this must be added, must be used in order to prepare this concentration and volume of the solution. Clear? And the next question. Question number 11. Equal volumes of 0.1 molar AgNO3 and 0.2 molar NaCl solutions are mixed. The concentration of nitrate ions in the mixed solution will be. So we are mixing two solutions. One solution is AgNO3 0.1 molar, other one is 0.2 molar NaCl. They are telling that both the volumes must be equal. So as they are telling that volumes must be equal, we can assume any volume. So let us take it as 1 liter of both are mixed. Right? So for AgNO3 solution, for AgNO3 concentration, that is molarity is given as 0.1 molar and volume, let it be 1 liter. And for NaCl solution, molarity is 0.2 molar and volume is 1 liter. Now you are mixing these two. On mixing these two, they are asking the concentration of nitrate ions only. So we know that from NaCl we don't get any nitrate ions. Nitrate ions will be produced only from AgNO3. So how many nitrate ions will get from AgNO3 solution? Right? So first let us say how many moles of AgNO3 you are using here. So number of moles of AgNO3. Number of moles of AgNO3 will be 0.1 into 1. Number of moles is molarity into volume. So 0.1 mole. So we are taking 0.1 moles of AgNO3. So AgNO3 on dissociation, this is a salt. So we know that all the salts are strong electrolytes and they undergo 100% dissociation. So AgNO3 on dissociation will get Ag plus and NO3 minus. So 1 mole of AgNO3 is giving 1 mole of Ag plus and 1 mole of NO3 minus. So if we take 0.1 mole of AgNO3, we will get 0.1 mole of Ag plus and 0.1 mole of NO3 minus. So number of moles of NO3 minus produced are 0.1. But they are asking concentration of NO3 minus. So what will be the concentration of NO3 minus? So concentration is number of moles by volume in liters. So number of moles is 0.1 by total volume. We are mixing these two. So 1 liter plus 1 liter total volume will be 2 liters. So this will be 0.05 molar. So the answer will be option B. I hope it is clear. So we are mixing two solutions. One is AgNO3, one is NaCl. So from AgNO3, molarity is 0.1 molar, volume is 1 liter. This is 0.2 molar NaCl, volume is 1 liter because they are telling volumes are equal. You can assume any volume. So I am taking the volume as 1 liter and 1 liter. Now I am mixing these two. So on mixing these two, they are asking what will be the concentration of nitrate ions in the final solution. So no nitrate ions will be produced from NaCl, so only nitrate ions will be produced from AgNO3. So I will calculate how many moles of AgNO3 are present in the solution. So number of moles is molarity into volume. Molarity is 0.1, volume is 1 liter, so total number of moles will be 0.1 moles. So AgNO3 is a salt, which is a strong electrolyte. So on strong electrolytes, will undergo complete dissociation and we will get Ag plus and NO3 minus. So according to stoichiometric ratio, 1 mole of AgNO3 is giving 1 mole of Ag plus and 1 mole of NO3 minus. So if we take 0.1 moles, you will get 0.1 mole of Ag plus and 0.1 mole of NO3 minus. So what is the concentration of NO3 minus? Number of moles by volume. Number of moles is 0.1 by volume is total volume as you are mixing. So it will be 2 liters, so which is 0.05 molar. I hope this is clear. Right? Coming to the next question, question number 12. Coming to the next question, question number 12. 250 ml of 6 molar HCl and 650 ml of 3 molar HCl were mixed together. volume of water to be added so that the molarity of final solution is 3 molar. So we are mixing two solutions, both are HCl solutions, same nature, so that we can calculate the resulting concentration by using the formula M1V1 plus M2V2 by total volume. So they are asking what must be the volume of water. So here this total volume is volume of the first HCl solution, volume of the second HCl solution, as well as volume of water. First let us calculate what will be the total volume of the solution. So they are telling the final molarity must be 3 molar. So final molarity is 3. Molarity of the first solution is 6 molar and the volume is 250 plus molarity of the second solution is 3 molar and the volume is 650 by total volume. So on simplifying this, what will be total volume? 250 into 6 is 1500 plus 650 into 3 is 1950 by 3. So this total volume will be 3450 by 3, that is 1150 ml. This is the total volume. Right? So this total volume consists of both volumes as well as volume of water. So this total volume is V1 plus V2 plus VW. So total volume is 1150, volume of first solution is 250, volume of second solution is 650 plus volume of water I need to calculate. So volume of water will be 1150 minus sum of these two is 900. So volume of water added is 250 ml. So it is option A. I hope this is clear. Two solutions of same nature are being mixed. Then the resulting molarity is calculated by using the formula M1V1 plus M2V2 by total volume. So they are telling in this total volume there is water also present. What must be the volume of water? Right. Coming to the next one. Question number 13. V1 ml of solution having molarity M1 is diluted to have molarity M2. The volume of water required to be added is. So we know that dilution means addition of water. So we are having first solution whose molarity is M1 and the volume is V1. Now by the addition of water, so we have added some water here. By the addition of water, what happens? Concentration changes and they are telling that the final concentration is M2 and by adding water the final concentration becomes V2. Final volume becomes V2. So this final volume consists of volume of first solution as well as volume of water. So they are asking what must be the volume of water. We know the dilution formula. By applying dilution formula, M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So initial concentration is M1, volume is V1. Final concentration is M2 and the final volume is volume of the initial solution plus volume of water. V1 plus VW. I want the volume of water. Just rearrange this, we will get the answer. So M1 V1 by M2 minus V1 is equal to VW. So from this, VW is equal to M1 V1 minus M2 V1 by M2. By taking V1 common here, so we will get M1 minus M2 by M2 into V1. So this must be the volume of water added. So that is option B. Right? So simple dilution formula and the final volume is sum of initial volume plus volume of water added. Just rearrange this equation, you will get the answer. Coming to the next one. The question is 5 grams of NaOH is added to 250 ml of M by 4 NaOH solution. Density is, it must be 1.05 actually, so please correct it. Density is 1.05 gram per centimeter cube. The density of the new solution is found to be 1.08 gram per centimeter cube. What will be the molarity of the new solution? So again we are having one solution. To the first solution we are adding some amount of NaOH so that the concentration changes. So what will be the concentration of final solution is the question. Let us take the first solution. So what was the initial information given regarding the first solution? 250 ml of m/4 NaOH solution is taken. So density of this solution is given as 1.05 gram per centimeter cubed. This is the information regarding the first solution. To this solution, what we are doing? We are adding 5 grams of NaOH. So after adding 5 grams of NaOH, what will be the molarity of the final solution? They are asking. We need to calculate that. And they have given the density of the final solution is 1.08 gram per centimeter cubed. Now to calculate molarity of this solution, if I use the formula, molarity is mass by molar mass into 1000 by volume of solution. So molecular weight I know. I need to calculate what will be the mass of this solution, and I need to know what is the volume of this solution. So in order to calculate the mass of this solution, first I need to know the mass of this solution, right? So because I am adding some amount of NaOH to this. First I will calculate what is the mass of NaOH here. Then I will calculate the mass of this solution. By using the mass of the solution and density of the solution, I can calculate volume of the solution, through which I can use it in the second formula. Right? Let us solve step by step. What will be the mass of NaOH here? You know the concentration, you know the volume, you can calculate the mass by using the molarity formula. So what is molarity? Mass by molar mass into 1000 by volume of solution. So what is the molarity given? 1/4. I need to know the mass. Molecular mass of NaOH is 40 into 1000 by volume of the solution is given as 250 ml. So 4 times 10. So the mass will be 10/4, that is 2.5 grams. So in this solution, how much amount of NaOH is present? 2.5 grams of NaOH is present. Right? To this 2.5 grams of NaOH, I am adding another 5 grams of NaOH. So the final mass of this will be 7.5 grams obviously. Right? So this mass I came to know. Is this clear? Initially I had 2.5 grams of NaOH. To this 2.5 grams of NaOH, I am adding another 5 grams of NaOH, so that the final mass will be 7.5 grams. Now I need to calculate the volume of this solution. First calculate the mass of this solution. So what will be the mass of NaOH solution? This is only the mass of NaOH. I need the mass of the solution. So mass of solution will be density into volume. This will be density into volume. So density is given as 1.05 into volume of the solution is 250. So what will be the mass of this solution? 250 into 1.05. If you simplify, you will get it as 262.5 grams. So this is the mass of solution before adding NaOH. After adding NaOH, the mass of solution will be 262.5 plus 5 grams of NaOH you are adding. So this will be 267.5 grams. This will be the total mass of solution. Right? So once you know the mass of the solution, you know the density of the solution, you can calculate the volume of solution. So substitute the volume here after calculating. So what will be the volume of solution? So density is mass by volume. Volume will be mass by density. So mass of the solution is 267.5 by density of this solution is 1.08. So this if you simplify, you will get it as 247.7 ml. This will be the volume of solution. Now you came to know the value of this also. Substitute in this formula. So molarity will be 7.5 by molecular weight of NaOH is 40 into 1000 by volume of solution is 247.7. So this if you simplify, you will get the answer as 0.76 molar. Listen to this question once again. So this is the given information of the first solution. 250 ml of m/4 NaOH solution was present. whose density is 1.05. To this I am adding 5 grams of NaOH so that I need to calculate the molarity of the final solution. So in order to calculate molarity, I need mass of NaOH in the final solution. For that I need to calculate what will be the mass of NaOH before addition of NaOH. So as you know molarity, you know volume, you can calculate the mass. So what is the mass we got here? 2.5. To this 2.5 you are adding 5 grams, so the mass will be 7.5 grams. So I calculate the mass. But I need to know the volume also. So in order to calculate the volume of solution, I need to know the mass of solution after adding NaOH. To calculate the mass of solution after adding NaOH, first we will calculate what was the mass of solution before the addition of NaOH. So before the addition of NaOH, the mass was density into volume. Density is 1.05 into volume is 250, 262.5 grams. Now I have added NaOH. After the addition of NaOH, total mass becomes 267.5 grams. You know the mass of the final solution after the addition of NaOH. You know the density. You can calculate the volume. So volume will be 247.7. So substituting it in this formula, we will get the answer as 0.76 molar. Hope it is clear. Coming to the next question, question number 15. In a solution, the concentration of calcium chloride is 5 molar and the concentration of magnesium chloride is 5 molal. If the specific gravity of the solution is 1.05, what will be the concentration of chloride ions? We need to calculate the concentration of chloride ions in the solution. So we are having two solutions. One is calcium chloride solution whose molarity is given. Other one is magnesium chloride solution whose molality is given, and for the density is also given. We need to calculate the total concentration of chloride ions in the solution. So let us solve this problem. First, regarding calcium chloride, molarity is given. So they are telling 5 molar calcium chloride. So what does this mean? 5 molar calcium chloride means 5 moles of CaCl2 is present per liter of solution. So per liter of solution, how many moles of calcium chloride are present? 5 moles. But I don't need the concentration of calcium chloride, but I need the concentration of chloride ions. 1 mole of calcium chloride contains 2 moles of chloride ions, so 5 moles will contain 10 moles of chloride ions. So that means this will be equal to 10 moles of chloride ions per liter. Okay, so 5 molar means 5 moles of calcium chloride in 1 liter of solution. 5 moles of calcium chloride. 1 mole of calcium chloride contains 2 moles of chloride ions. So totally 5 moles contain 10 moles of chloride ions. I am taking chloride ions because they are asking to calculate the concentration of chloride ions. Okay, so concentration of chloride ions is 10 moles per liter. Next, another one is concentration of MgCl2 is 5 molar. So what do you mean by 5 molar? 5 molar magnesium chloride. 5 molar magnesium chloride. So 5 molar magnesium chloride means 5 moles of magnesium chloride is present in 1000 grams of water. 5 moles of magnesium chloride means 5 molar magnesium chloride means 5 moles of magnesium chloride is present in 1000 grams of water. Right? So now I need to calculate how many moles of chloride ions will be present per liter of solution in order to get that. But there is no volume term here. So by using density, I need to calculate a volume of solution. Okay, let us solve. So 5 moles of magnesium chloride mass I will calculate first. Right? So what will be the mass of 5 moles of magnesium chloride? So total mass of magnesium chloride will be equal to 5 moles. 5 into mass of magnesium, atomic mass is 24 plus chloride ion 71. So that is 5 into 95. So 5 is 25. 475 grams. So total mass of magnesium chloride is 475 grams. This is the total mass of 475 plus 1000 grams of water. So what will be the mass of solution? So mass of solution will be 1000 grams of water plus 475 grams of magnesium chloride, that is 1475 grams is the total mass of solution. Now total mass of solution is we calculated. They have given density of solution also. So what is the density of solution given in the question? 1.05 gram per ml. So from this, I can calculate volume of solution. So what will be the volume of solution? So density is mass by volume. Volume will be mass by density. So mass of solution is 1475 by density of solution is 1.05. So this on simplification, you will get it as 1405 ml, which is 1.0405 liters. So what is the total volume of solution? 1.405 liters. Now 5 moles of magnesium chloride contains how many moles of chloride ions in it? 10 moles. So 10 moles of chloride ions is present in 1.405 liters. Correct? 10 moles of chloride ions is present in 1.405 liters. But I need per liter of solution to calculate concentration. So what will be the number of moles of magnesium chloride? So what will be the value of X here? X value will be 10 by 1.405. So this value will be 7.12. 7.12 moles will be present per liter of solution. So this is the concentration of chloride ions from magnesium chloride. So they are asking total concentration of chloride ions. So what will be the total concentration of chloride ions? Total chloride ion concentration will be, so 10 from calcium chloride, 7.12 from magnesium chloride. So it will be 17.12 moles per liter. So that will be the answer. Option D. See here, two solutions they have given. One is 5 molar calcium chloride, other one is 5 molar magnesium chloride. So 5 molar calcium chloride means 5 moles of calcium chloride is present per liter of solution. So 1 mole of calcium chloride contains 2 moles of chloride ions in it. So 5 moles of calcium chloride will contain how many moles of chloride ions? 10 moles of chloride ions per liter. So already we got what is the total concentration of chloride ions from calcium chloride. In the same way, we need to calculate what is the concentration of chloride ions from magnesium chloride. But the thing here is, they have not given molarity, instead they have given molality. So what do you mean by 5 molar magnesium chloride? 5 molar magnesium chloride means 5 moles of magnesium chloride is present in 1000 grams of water. So we don't have volume here. Masses are given. So we need to calculate volume. So from mass we can calculate volume if you know density. So first what I did, I calculated what is the mass of MgCl2. So it is 475 grams. Then along with 1000 grams of water, total mass of the solution will be 1475 grams. Density of solution is 1.05 grams. So total volume of solution will be 1.405 liters. So in 1.405 liters, how many chloride ions are present? 10 moles, because 5 moles of magnesium chloride. 1 mole contains 2 moles. So 10 moles of chloride ions will be present in 1.405 liters. Now in 1 liter, how many moles of chloride ions will be present? So it will be 7.12. So total concentration 10 plus 7.12, it will be 17.12. Clear? Right. Coming to the next question. Next, question number 16. Hydrochloric acid solutions A and B have concentrations of 0.5 normal and 0.1 normal respectively. Volumes of solutions A and B required to make 2 liters of 0.2 normal HCl. So similar problem we solved previously also. So two solutions are given whose concentrations are given. We are mixing those two and we are making it into a final solution whose concentration is 0.2 normal and the final volume is 2 liters. Right? So first solution normality is 0.5 normal. We don't know what is the volume of the first solution. Let it be X. And for the second solution, the normality is 0.1 normal and we don't know what is the volume of the solution. So we are mixing these two solutions so that we are getting a final solution whose normality is 0.2 and volume must be 2 liters. So we know the final volume is 2 liters. So initially if this is X This must be 2 minus x definitely. This must be 2 minus x liters. This is x liters. So we are mixing both HCl solutions only. So both are of same nature. So resulting normality will be N1V1 plus N2V2 by total volume V. Total volume. So they are telling final normality is 0.2. Normality of the first solution is 0.5. Volume of the first solution is x liters. Normality of the second solution is 0.1. Volume of the second solution is 2 minus x liters by final volume is 2 liters. So we will calculate the value of x. So how much we will get? 2 into 0.2 is 0.4 is equal to 0.5x plus 0.2 minus 0.1x. So this will be 0.2 is equal to 0.4x. X value will be 0.2 by 0.4, that is 1 by 2. So the value of x is 0.5 liters. So then this must be 1.5 liters. So 0.5 liters of solution whose concentration is 0.5 normal is mixed with 1.5 liters of solution whose concentration is 0.1 normal, so that finally we get 2 liter solution whose concentration is 0.2. So the answer must be option A. Clear? Right. Coming to the next question, question number 17. A mixture of ethane and ethene occupies 41 liters at 180 m and 500 Kelvin. The mixture reacts completely with 10 by 3 moles of O2 to produce CO2 and H2O. Mole fractions of ethane and ethene in the mixture are. So we are having ethane and ethene, volume, pressure and temperature are given. They are reacting completely with 10 by 3 moles of O2. So we are having a mixture of ethane as well as ethene. So both are hydrocarbons, both undergoes combustion in the presence of oxygen. So but we don't know how many moles of these two are present. But we can calculate the total moles because total volume is given, total pressure is given, temperature is also given by using the formula PV is equal to nRT. So if I use the formula PV is equal to nRT, so pressure is given as 180 m, volume is 41 liters, number of moles, total moles I will calculate, into R value they are telling us to take it as 0.082 into temperature is 500 Kelvin. So if you simplify this, you will get the value of N as 1. So that means totally there is 1 mole of the mixture. So if there is 1 mole, if this is x moles, then this must be 1 minus x mole. Now both are made to undergo combustion. So C2H6 on combustion will get CO2 plus H2. So any hydrocarbon on combustion will produce carbon dioxide and water. So C2H6 number of moles is x mole. Let us balance this equation first. We will get 2 CO2 plus 3 H2O. So 4 plus 3, 7 oxygen atoms are present. So it will be 7 by 2. So x moles, 1 mole of C2H6 is using 7 by 2 moles of oxygen. X moles will use 7 by 2 x moles. That is 3.5x moles of oxygen will be used for complete combustion of ethane. Then in the same way, C2H4 on combustion will get CO2 and H2. So balance this, 2 CO2. So there are 4 hydrogens, 2 H2O. So 3 moles of oxygen. So 1 mole of ethene using 3 moles of oxygen. Then 1 minus x moles will use 3 into 1 minus x moles of oxygen. Now they are telling that total moles of oxygen used for the combustion is 10 by 3 moles of oxygen is being used. That means 3.5 plus 3 into 1 minus x is 10 by 3. So on solving this, you will get the value of x as 2 by 3 mole. So this x is nothing but number of moles of ethane. So number of moles of ethane is 2 by 3. Then number of moles of ethene will be 1 minus x. So this will be 1 minus 2 by 3, which is 1 by 3. As the total number of moles are 1, so mole fraction of ethane will be 2 by 3 and mole fraction of ethene will be 1 by 3. Okay, right? So they are telling that mixture of ethane and ethene are taken and they are made to undergo combustion in the presence of oxygen. So first what we need to do, we need to calculate what is the total moles of the mixture. Then we will assume this is x moles, then this will be 1 minus x mole. Right? So on combustion, so we will take the stoichiometry and we will relate how many moles of oxygen is being used by ethane as well as methane, and they are telling that total moles of oxygen used is 10 by 3 moles here. So from that we will calculate the value of x, through which we will come to know what is the mole fraction of ethane and mole fraction of ethene in the solution. Okay, right. Coming to the next question. Next question number 18. Question number 18. Molarity and molality of a solution of caustic soda are respectively 11.12 molar and 94.12 molar. Density of the solution is. So molarity is given as 11.12 molar and molality is given as 94.12 molar. We need to calculate density of solution. So to calculate density of solution, we need the total mass of solution as well as total volume of the solution. Total mass we can calculate by using this molality term, and molarity involves volume expression in it, so that we can calculate density comfortably. So first we need to know the total mass of solution by using this molality term. So what do you mean by 94.12 molar solution? That means 94.12 moles of NaOH are present in 1000 grams of water. 94.12 molar solution means 94.12 moles are present in 1000 grams of water. So what will be the mass of NaOH here? So we know that mass is number of moles into molar mass. So number of moles is 94.12. Molar mass of NaOH is 40 gram per mole. So this on simplification you will get 3764.8 grams. This is the mass of NaOH. But I need the mass of solution. So mass of solution will be mass of NaOH plus mass of water, which is 4764.8 grams. This will be the mass of solution. So we know the mass of solution. We can calculate the volume by using this molarity term. So what do you mean by molarity? Mass by molar mass into 1000 by volume of solution. So molarity is given as 11.12, which is equal to, so already we calculated the mass of NaOH, which is 3764.8 by molar mass of NaOH is 40 into 1000 by volume of solution. So we know that density is mass by volume, volume will be mass by density. We know the mass of solution is 4764.8 by density. So if we simplify this, we will get the density of solution. So on solving, we will get the density as 0.556 gram per. I hope it is clear. By using molarity, I am calculating the total mass of solution. Then I am substituting that in this molarity expression, where volume solution is present. You know the density is mass by volume, so volume will be mass by density. So we will substitute here, we can calculate density. So these are the questions based on concentration terms. So in the next class, we will discuss the problems based on solubility and routes. Thank you.